What is up, everybody? How you doing today? Welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild, and we are on Mississippi Acres today. We are going to be doing our DLC analysis. Is this map a good one? I'm going to go ahead and give a rundown of the scoring categories. They are total species, which is, as stated, the total number of species on the map. Unique species, so these are species that can only be found on this map. The number of large games, so anything class 4 or above. How many species can be great ones on the map? How good is the great one grinding? That's out of 10. If there's a weapon included with the map, that will give you 5 points for the map. Weapon usefulness, going ahead, out of 10. There we go. Visibility, that's also out of 10. Ease of hunting, out of 10. Drink zone hunting, how easy is it to hunt the drink zones on the map? Again, out of 10. How good are the trophies that you can find in this map? Is there really some good stuff to strive for? Again, that is out of 10. Beauty, how good does the map look? Is it a really appealing map? Am I going to go, wow, this is a beautiful map? That's out of 10 as well. And last but not least, how good are the missions on this map? And again, that is going to be scored out of 10. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right into this. But real quick, before we do get too far into things, if you would please leave a like on this video down below, as it will help more people to find this video. That way they can get the same information you're getting. Alright, so Mississippi Acres has 10 total species, those being bobwhite quail, green-winged teal, cottontail rabbits, eastern turkeys, raccoons, gray fox, white-tailed deer, wild hog, alligators, and black bears. Okay, so 10 total species. Now, as far as unique species go, it only has 2 that I counted. You could potentially only say 1, but the 2 that I counted were alligators and wild hog. Wild hogs can also be found on Tiaroa and the Emerald Coast, so as a copy paste of the feral pig. So you may count it, but I'm gonna count it. You don't have to. So then next would be large game. There are 4 large game species here on this map. Those being, again, the white-tailed deer, the wild hog, the alligator, and the black bear. Alright, so the next categories that we're going to talk about is going to be great one grinding. So there are 2 possible great ones that you can find here on this map. Those being the white-tailed deer and the black bear. There is also the great one flying alligator, if you want to find that as well. Regardless, let's get serious again. I'm going to give this map a 1 out of 10 for great one grinding, as there is so much water to cover. A lot of these animals are all over the place. It is not an easy place to grind. I mean, if you want a challenge, by all means, go on ahead and do it. I'm just going to say this, I will not be joining you. The whitetail is just so thick and brushy. The alligators spook everything. It's just really not that worth it, in my opinion. There are maps that are much more suited to great one grinding than this one. Alright, so the next section that we have is weapon included. Yes, there is a weapon included with this map, so automatic 5 points for Mississippi Acres. The weapon is the 22 Hornet, a class 1-2 rifle, the only one like it. As far as weapon usefulness goes, I gave this one a 5 out of 10. I mean, it doesn't really replace a 22 because it can't do the 22 trick, alert an animal from a distance, get it to stop. However, it is pretty cool in that it does cover the classes 1-2. Again, the only rifle in the game that does that. Like I said, 5 out of 10 on usefulness. I don't use it a lot, but it's definitely a pretty good gun. Alright, so next we have visibility, ease of hunting, and drink zone hunting. All 3 of them are very, very important categories when considering a map. And I would like to give a good example of what I'm talking about when I'm going over these categories. For visibility, this map has a 3 out of 10. Not a very good map for visibility. You cannot see far. Okay, unless there's like a couple of fields in like the southeast part of the map that you can see a decent ways, but the grass is still so tall you cannot see like you'd like to. It's just a real challenge to be able to see on this map. Now, I'm not saying that's not how this environment is in the first place. I'm just saying that it's not a very good map to be able to see on. If you're used to Silver Ridge Peaks, this may not be the map for you. Okay, ease of hunting, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. because it is so hard to see, you get up here to these lakes. It's very thick, very brushy. All this area, it can get foggy in these woods. It's tough to see. Animals spook. You're never going to be able to see anything unless you really creep along and take your time. Which, like I said, again, some people like that. And if you do, that's great. But I'm just saying, it's not an easy map to hunt. Again, with drink zone hunting, giving this map a 2 out of 10. Okay, because it's just not easy. The alligators, they spook a lot of animals. See this grass along the edge right here? It makes it really difficult. All these bushes and shrubs, the animals like to get up inside them right on the bank. And it just makes your life very difficult when trying to hunt on this map. Alright, so we are now into our last 3 categories, those being trophies, beauty, and missions. As far as trophies go on this map, I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's got some pretty good stuff to go after. The alligators are really cool. They have some nice rare fur variations. The whitetail, nice big antlers. It's a couple of great ones. The black bears are cool. There's some neat rares. An albino quail, rarest animal in the entire game. It's on this map. So, if those are some things you'd like to go after, by all means, not half bad. As far as beauty goes, I don't particularly consider this map beautiful. Like, it's a good-looking map, but there's definitely better. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Like I said, it's not terrible, but it's not the best we have. It's a swamp, for crying out loud. Last time you looked at a swamp and called it beautiful, I don't think that's ever happened. Okay, last but not least, we have the missions. Personally, I have not done them. I haven't heard about them a lot. I don't know a lot of people who've done them. So because of my limited knowledge, I am just going to give them a 5 out of 10, right in the middle of what it could get. So that is what we have for Mississippi Acres. So let's go on ahead and look at the total. The final score, 51. Okay, that is, I believe, the lowest of all the scores for the map DLCs. That low score does not mean that the map is bad. It's still, a good map. They're all good maps. They're definitely all good maps. There's just some maps that are a lot better, If you were trying to spend your money on something and you couldn't decide between 2 maps and you weren't sure which one you wanted to get, Mississippi Acres or a map like Reventuli Coast or Silver Ridge Peaks, go with one of the others. It will be money well spent. Mississippi Acres, if you want a challenge, like a really hard challenge, by all means, go on ahead and get it. But there's definitely options that I think many would consider better. So, with that said, I think that's all we have to talk about today. So, hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought down below. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.